Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rai Broadnax. Okay, so today I want to come and talk to you guys about why I made a decision to walk away from entrepreneurship, or not necessarily walk away, but just take a step back from entrepreneurship. So I guess the best thing would be just to give you the background of my journey as an entrepreneur. Back in, I believe it's 2017, 2018, I don't remember. I decided I wanted to start a business. I was deployed at the time when I really decided this is what I'm going to do. When I was on my deployment, I got my business cards made and everything. And when I came home from my deployment, I started my first business, which was called Endless Conceit, and it was a clothing store. That was about 2018. And then my last business I had was, I closed it a few months ago. I don't know how long ago at this point, a few months. It was called Pretty Ray Bakery, and I was baking and selling and shipping homemade cookies. And yeah, honestly what happened is just that I got tired of trying to do stuff that I knew that I no longer wanted to do. I was tired of putting effort into things that I knew were not serving me. And I feel like a lot of the time, this day and age, I feel like we get caught up a lot in being a social media entrepreneur, meaning we have started making all these videos, we're putting it out on the forefront, everybody knows we're an entrepreneur, and it's kind of like you are known for that, so you feel like you have to keep doing X, Y, and Z. I've had several businesses. I've been a photographer, I've sold paintings, I've had a waist bead business, I sold clothes, I have my own cosmetic line. I know I'm forgetting something. Custom jewelry. It's been plenty of things that I've done. I was a graphic designer at a point. There's been plenty of things I've done. I'm always known to be doing something. And around maybe a few months ago, maybe probably around the time I started my cookie business, I just realized I just was getting tired of it. I just don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it. And I also feel like I'm the type of person, I'm always doing a million things. I've been a flight attendant. I done went to cosmetology school. I'm in college now. I picked up and moved from Richmond, Virginia to Atlanta. And it's just I always have a million things going on. And God just was telling me just put it down. Just put it down and take time to figure out what it is that you want to do. Or better yet, what God wants me to do. What am I supposed to be doing? So I just made a decision to put the business down. And it's crazy because I remember with my last business selling cookies, a friend of mine, I was telling her, I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do this. Literally I was baking cookies, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was making some pretty good money. I was selling at least 1,300 cookies a month, but it was so time consuming when it came to me and my schoolwork. And my number one priority is my schoolwork. I want to get my degree. I'm going to get my degree. That's my priority over everything. But not only was it it just was time consuming. I literally, even when I had time, when I had to bake cookies, I was miserable. I did not want to do it. And you have people that will sit and tell you, oh, it's going good, so you should keep doing it. A friend of mine was like, why would you, if you're a business, why would you? Because I don't want to do it. And it's so crazy because I feel like people are always going to give you whatever type of advice. And I feel like people kind of want that. Of course, they want a business that's I'm making a lot of money. I'm getting a lot of orders. But, I want that too. But I don't want that at the expense of my happiness. If I'm not happy doing this, I'm not going to do it. Period. That's how I feel. And that's not to say oh, your business is going to have ups and downs, or it's going to be times when you're overwhelmed, so that you should just quit. Because when you have a business, you are going to go through those times. But if I'm not passionate about it, I'm not passionate about it. Okay. And the only person that I know personally that has some type of success that I would like to mirror is my uncle. And my uncle has told me a million times, you do not need to put your time and attention into something that you don't want to do. If you don't want to do it, move on to something else. Find what it is that you like and stick to that. And he also told me every time when I'm putting more time into other things, I'm taking away getting to where I really want to go. And honestly, my goal in life, Like, I feel like I'm just forever going to be an entrepreneur. Like, that's just in my blood. Like, entrepreneurship, that's what I love. But ultimately, I want to be a motivational speaker. And I understand, like, there's different ways I can get there. And I've decided on a career that will help me get to that. But it's not going to be, or it may not necessarily be what I've been doing as far as like e-commerce, social media built, e-commerce business. I really like and have always liked and loved and had a passion for, my content creation and stuff like that. But I would like to focus on that, but that is not like my ultimate, content creation is not like my ultimate, like, I'm feeling like, I'm just going to do content creation for the rest of my life and just make so much money. No, I'm at a point, I just turned 30 and I'm just being very realistic with myself and saying that I need to have certain things solidified and on the outside. I remember I was watching a TikTok and the girl was like, I make good money being a content creator, but you can't trust the internet. So she has a job. Like, I know I'm going to always need things to fall back on, and I do have a plan ultimately for like what I want to do for my career. But I will always want to create content because that's something I truly enjoy, and I've been enjoying doing that since freaking forever. Like, when I was little, I used to make little iMovie videos and stuff, edit. Like, anything creative is just my thing. So that's something I'm just always going to do. But I don't expect that to be my primary like career either. Do I think that I will do good at it and I will make good money doing content creation, influencing or whatever? Yes, I do. I 100% do. As long as I'm consistent and authentic, I'm pretty sure I will make good money doing this eventually. But this is not my end all be all. Okay. Now, like I said, I am an entrepreneur at heart. I have learned that there's not just one route to being an entrepreneur. There are other means of, fulfilling my dreams as an entrepreneur, working for myself, yada, yada, yada. And it does not have to be, a product-based business, an online-based business. It does not have to be those things. So currently I'm working on, trying other avenues as far as what I want to do with my life. I feel like in this day and age with social media, we are like so ashamed to like fail or to walk away from certain things because we're expected to do X, Y, and Z. Like me personally, I'm known to be a serial entrepreneur. I'm known as Miss Entrepreneur. I need everybody to get that out their mind. But even if they don't, that's fine. But just right now in this moment, I'm not bringing back any business that I had before. I'm not planning on starting a new one. I have no plans. I just want my mind to rest. I want to focus on getting my degree and pursuing my new career path. And I feel like if I do those two things, whatever else is supposed to come as far as like what business I'm supposed to have, how business is supposed to go for me, a business idea, whatever, I feel like it will come to me in time. It doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be in my 30s. It might be my 40s or my 50s before I start, another like actual business. Or I may not ever, have a business again the way that I've had in the past, and that's fine. I guess before I get more into that, I can just tell y'all like just a little bit of my experiences as far as having a business. Like, I feel like social media always makes it look like one thing when it's not necessarily that. And I'm not going to say like I just got up on social media every time I had a business, or when when I was running my businesses and act like I was just making X amount of money, because that's not the case. However, I'm not going to get on social media and be like, oh my God, my business is not doing good today, this week, this month. Can y'all please, 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 please buy something? That has never been me. But honestly, the only time that I've had a business and I was actually making really good money is when I was selling cookies. I was making good money. And when it was about the beginning of the pandemic, like March through like March through April-ish or something like that of 2020. And I was selling waist beads, and y'all, my first month of selling waist beads, I made $16,000. And let's talk about that. Okay, first of all, I ended up selling waist beads, and it's a good story. We're just having a good chat. We're just having a chat. So y'all, I ended up selling waist beads because Um, around December of 2019, I went on a trip with a friend to New York and I ended up getting robbed, right? And the money that I got robbed for, which that will be a whole nother story time. If y'all want a story time on that, let me know. Because I may be able to tell a story now at this point. But the money I got robbed for was money that I had to pay back to my school so that I could get re-enrolled in school. You know, like if you're in school and you mess your classes up or whatever, they like make you pay your financial aid back before you can go back to school. And with me being in the army, or like, well, was I in the army still at that time? I think I was. But either way, with me being in the army, when I'm enrolled in school, they like pay for school and stuff like that. So I needed that money to pay for school so I could go back to school and like earn an income. But since that money was stolen from me, I could not pay my school back. So I could not start school again. Right. So I did not have any money. Like I literally at that point, and this is so crazy. This is so crazy right here. Because I'd be forgetting about this. But at that point, I had like no money. And I literally was about to get put out of my apartment. Literally about to get put out of my apartment. And I remember going to my mom's house and like they had gave me like the court subpoena and stuff like that to go to court. And I remember going to my mom's house because I think I like just had like some boxes of stuff over there. And I went over there. I think my mom was like, you know, tell me come get my boxes and take them to my own house. So I went over there and I was looking through some boxes and I found a whole box of like jewelry making stuff from when I was making jewelry back in, I think it's before I went to the army. So I want to say like 2013, right before I went to the army. I had started like, that was my actual first business. I was making like literal jewelry. I was making waist beads and like waist chains and foot chains and stuff like that. But yeah, I found that box of stuff and it had all types of beads and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe I should make waist beads or whatever. Like I should use the stuff that I have and make waist beads. At that time too, I think I ended up being on military orders. So yes, I still was in the military. And I think I was working at Fort Pickett. It might be named something else now, but Fort Pickett, and it's in Blackstone, Virginia, in the country. I was on orders, and I think I was working there for like a couple of weeks on orders. And I literally was there with my battle buddies. I remember it was my friend Satterwhite, and I believe it was my other friend. Well, I'm telling y'all last name, first name, but Satterwhite and then Gabby, but I can't think of what her last name is. They were literally helping me make waist beads because I was about to get put out of my house. So I was putting up on my Instagram story and stuff. I was like waist beads, $10, blah, blah, blah. And I started getting orders. You know what I'm saying? So they helping me make beats because I literally needed to live, which is crazy because I end up having, around that time too, I ended up having like a friend kind of break up, and basically she was jealous because she was selling waist beads too, but my waist beads was selling. And that's just so crazy. That is so crazy, y'all. We're ready to get into it. But that's so crazy because not only did that happen, I had somebody else that like was selling waist beads too. Somebody I had like knew for years. They like deleted me off of everything and whatever. And she wrote me recently, like, I don't know, within the past year, like, oh, I've always supported everything you did. I just want you to know, girl, if you support everything I do, what did you delete me and block me for? But anyway, that my point of all that is like literally I only was making waist beads because I literally was about to get put out of my apartment. And you see how like I had people mad at me, but none of those people were going to pay my motherfucking bills. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't say, oh, I see this person make waist beads, so I literally went and found my old stuff from years ago, ran across it and was like, oh, maybe I should do this. You know what I'm saying? To save myself. I literally was supposed to go to court one morning, right? Go to court. And I literally came to the office with my check. And the guy that was like the rental office person, he was like, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to talk to him. He's like, oh, no, I got to go to court or whatever. I'm like, you have to go to court for me. I'm right here with the money. I got the money right here. And so I didn't have to go to court Bro, entrepreneurship literally saved me. And it's so crazy. I was going through that, and then I ended up at that time too starting a job, like literally right when the pandemic started. And it was like March the 10th, March the 11th, something like that. And they sent us to work from home. My waist beads, I was selling so many waist beads, y'all. First of all, I was making those ones, and they was selling so good, I made me a website or whatever. And then I decided to get waist beads from like overseas or whatever. So like the already pre-made that you tie on. And I was selling those. I think I was selling them like $20 or $25 a piece. And they was flying like, and then I took that money and bought more and introduced wholesale. I was getting like $500 orders. Like my cup was really runneth over, okay? And it got to the point that I was getting so many orders. I was still working. I was working from home, and I had like literally 4 or 5 girls come over and help me make waist beads because I could not keep up with my orders. So I was paying people. And then when I was trying to pay people, they wouldn't even allow me to pay them because they were saying they just wanted to be, you know, around that energy. They just wanted to help me because I worked so hard. Lord, listen, let me tell you, God to get it together for you. But yeah, I was really struggling, and I really was doing something to practically survive, and it just took off, and it was going crazy. However, I was not able to sustain that because one, I had too many orders. Like I just had too many orders, especially for like the actual custom waist beads and stuff like that. I didn't know what to do with that, but my business was doing that well. Second of all, I got too distracted and involved and concerned with other stuff that I did not need to be concerned with. Like I told y'all, I had a friend, there was an issue that had to do with waist beads. It really did. Yeah. And I think I was putting a little bit too much focus onto that, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that was one time I was making really good money. And the only other time I've been making really good money with my business, like I said, is when I had cookies. Other than that, that means I done spent any other time that I was in business, probably practically 9 times out of 10 struggling. No, I'm not going to say 9 times out of 10. I'm going to say 6 times out of 10 at any moment I was struggling. Like I was not financially secure. And we will hold on, especially in the beginning of me having a business, when it was like a whole new thing for people to start businesses and stuff. I feel like then I wanted to hold on to whatever business I had even more than probably now. Like now, I just had a business where it's like, oh, you make good. I don't give a shit. Bye. You know what I'm saying? If I don't want to do this, then, and I think that's something that needs to be talked about in our community. You know, we've had an influx of like people starting businesses in the past, probably since like maybe 2017-ish to now, which is a great thing. But there's also that culture of like, I don't want to let go because this is what I got going on the internet, and I don't want them to think I quit or I failed or whatever. Life exists outside of the internet, and people are going to have something to say about you regardless. When I was doing good in my business, there was people talking about me. There's people attacking me, saying I'm charging too much, so I'm a scammer, or you know what I'm saying? There's people making orders just to, you know, act however they want to act. You know, if I'm struggling, there's gonna be people talking about that as well. So I feel like we really need to talk about and be okay with pivoting, trying something new. Taking a step back and maybe coming back to it. I'm not saying if your business is struggling at the time, or you know you're having a hard time, that means just quit. I'm not saying that at all. But when you know that you holding on to dear life for nothing, for something that is stressing you out, that is sucking the life out of you, that you know you can't, like, it's just not working, let it go. The business is just drowning. You just drowning. You drowning. Whole time, all you have to do is put your feet down. Literally, just stand up. And you won't be drowning anymore. But it's something about, I guess, whatever they may or may not have to say on social media that makes people hold on to things. And I mean, and I'm like, that's not even just business. That could be anything. You could be in school right now, know it's not working for you, know this is not what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. And you just hold on, because you don't want to be like, oh, people gonna say I dropped out. Those people got their own problems and concerns and things that they need to be worried about before they ever open their lips to talk about you. I feel like it's always somebody talking that you wouldn't want to trade lives with. There's always somebody talking about me that I wouldn't want to trade lives with. There's always somebody talking about what my choices are, and they ain't did nothing. But yeah, pretty much I just decided I want to focus on my school and, like I said, again, my new career path, and just solidify some things. Like, I feel like at this point I'm too old to be playing the games I was playing in my 20s. Not that I'm old, I'm just not 19 anymore. You know, it's just not it's not conducive for me to be putting time and energy into something that I know I do not want to do. When I've known for a while what career path I wanted to take, and keep letting fear stop me from doing that, because it's something outside of my comfort zone, and it's something I know may not necessarily like come easy to me like everything else does. Honestly, it will take, you know, some work and some dedication, but I know that I can get it done, and entrepreneurship will always have my heart. Actually, this is technically just another means, a different avenue of entrepreneurship, honestly, the career path that I want to take. But yeah, if I want to go back and do X, Y, and Z, it'll always be there. I just want to emphasize, y'all, like, if it's just too much, just put it down. It's okay. I promise you, it's okay. It's okay. If it's too much, if it's not what you want to do, just put it down. You don't have to have a business to be successful. And not even that. You don't have to have like an internet-based business. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be, oh, my business, I sell blah, blah, and I have 10 million followers. And it does not have to be that. It really doesn't. And I hate to say, like, I don't want to say people be faking on the internet. I mean, I know some people do, but I mean, sometimes some people really do have it like that. But that that doesn't have to be everybody's story. Like, that's not your only means of being successful. And you don't have to rush to get there. Like, I feel like you should always be working towards whatever you want, of course. But it doesn't have to be, oh, I got to do this by 25. If I don't do it by 25. Take your time and do what's best for you. And it will come. If it is God's will, then it will come. So I think, yeah, the expectations of me could be that I'll be getting my degree, I'll be working, I'll be making my content and stuff, of course, and just doing what I want to do and putting down everything else, all the extra that I just don't give a damn about. I'm not baking no cookies. I wrote the status this week. I said I might bake cookies. I might. And I might bring them back for the holidays. I don't know. Make sure y'all follow me on social media so you can know if I do. But no. And I'm getting a job. Did I talk about that? Sometimes what you need is a job. Yeah. That's why I'm wearing these scrubs, because I just came back from an interview. Because sometimes that's what you need. That's the secret. Sometimes that is the secret to why you are so upset and unhappy and can't get nothing together. You need a job. You need a job to help you pay your bills. You need a job to help you have money and stuff to put towards your business. Or if you're running a business while you have a job, that way your job money can go to your bills, and your business money can go back into your business. Sometimes you just need a job. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this video. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, share. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.